Well, I'm sure a lot of it's drug-related. I'm sure that's a base. I think we're starting to see something that we didn't have a lot of before, and that's gang violence. In my homicide case, my defendant is a reputed member of a group called the Crips, and he shot a person he was buying an AK-47 from. That's different. You know, that's a lot different than what I was used to. Not that we didn't have terrible, horrific crimes, but you can watch it where years ago everybody knew what the homicide was that was being tried. Now people say to me, "Oh, you're on a homicide, which one?" And then I tell them the name and they don't even remember the name. I mean, that's how, so you're right. I mean, it's not just a public perception. I think it's a fact that we are having more, and I don't know, I don't have the real reason as to why it is. I mean, certainly, but I have to say that an awful lot of it is based in drugs. Certainly the burglaries and the robberies. Now, I don't, you know, the murders, I don't know that you can make that exact correlation. I mean, those are kind of a separate breed, and there's so many different things that can lead to them. You know, but burglaries and robberies, and these drugs are so addictive. I mean, they're so addictive that somebody gets hooked on them, and they have to have their next fix. I mean, they have to have it, and they'll do anything. Good people will do anything to get it. I've had clients whose sons and daughters who've been hooked on heroin and crack cocaine. And these are people that you would say, well, how could that happen? Well, it happens because their body tells them they have to have it. And I've talked to one of them about it, who was a friend of mine in high school, and he's had a lifelong drug problem. He's over it now only because he's so physically impaired he can't take any more drugs. I mean, that's why he's over it. But I've talked to him, and he has said, "Dick, when I'm high on drugs, if I were here with you and you leave the room and we've been lifelong friends, I'll go through your desk, I'll take anything there is, because I have to have it." And it's epidemic. And I don't know, you know, we could spend a whole nother afternoon talking about, you know, how do we solve that problem. But I think, you know, I've always been a believer in police. I think that, you know, I'm an advocate for paying them more. These guys work so hard. I mean, they on a simple traffic stop, they walk up and they have put their life on the line. You know, I mean, and the deputy sheriffs, you know, they work incredibly hard, and they do it because they love it. And I think the prosecutors, I mean, you know, put a plug in for our full-time prosecutors. You got people over there at the courthouse who are full-time prosecutors working really, really hard for very little pay. And I think that needs to be expanded. I think we're going to need more detectives, we're going to need more prosecutors, and we're going to need more police if we're really going to get a handle on this.